And welcome back, race fans. As this is Donnie with Right Rear Racing, we're going to bring you the Night Owl Racing League tonight at Charlotte for week number 3 in the limited late models, as they're on the track now for their hot laps. And they're bringing that track to life as they're trying to get both sides going, the top and the bottom. And they have roughly 3 more minutes until we start our qualifying. It looks like it's going to be 20 drivers making the call. And Kevin, how are you doing today, man? I know that you're jumping in the chat. You're the first one. You're going to be my guinea pig. If my mic's not sounding good, please let me know. I will fix it right before we get live with the qualifying tonight. And with 20 drivers here making the call for Charlotte, going into week number 3, Jaden Mahan of the 51 machine, he's going to be leading the points with 146. In second place is going to be Gavin in the 10X with 135, followed by Samuel Stevenson, which Samuel Stevenson's car number 77. He has 125. He's tied with Gary Steele, car number 88, with 125. Sitting in 5th and rounding out the top 5 is going to be Robert Charette with 120, and he's car number 64. And I don't see Madison Clifton in here, but he is currently sitting 6th with 116. Trevor McCoy, which is 00, he is in 7th with 115, followed by Brett Jones with 101. Billy Mitchell in 9th with 95, and Tyler Wortman rounding out your top 10 with 87 points. And I believe it's a 8-week season, as we have 5 more weeks left after this week. And they should be finishing up their hot lap soon here. And thank you everybody for joining in here and tuning in to catch the Night Owl Racing League. Trying to get everything set back up over here on my end right before we go racing. As you see, the track is starting to get wore in there. And we're going to go take another different angle of the track. And that was on one driver there. We'll look at Samuel Stevenson on the back straightaway. Kind of take a look, see where the track's getting broken at from the blimp view, as they only have 15 seconds left for their hot laps. You see the slick coming in there in turn number 1. And it's about midway up in the turn. And entering turn number 3, it's about the same there. And that's going to conclude your hot laps for tonight. We're going to go straight into qualifying. Again, we have 20 drivers making the call for week number 3 here with Night Owl Racing League. And we're going to find out who goes on the track first, and that's who we're going to join in with and watch them. I believe it's going to be Trevor McCoy, if I can find his name somewhere here. As you see there, Trevor McCoy, he's pulling out on the track, and they're in turn number 1 in that number 21 machine. He's 00 on my screen right now. As he enters turn number 3, and he's coming out of turn number 4. He's going to be getting the green flag this time around. And he's coming out of turn number 2. He looks pretty smooth there as he's going down the back straightaway for his first lap. It's a 3-lap qualifying here. His first lap is going to be a 15:69 with Jaden Mahan getting a 15:53. And thank you, Gavin, for the share, buddy. And good luck to you tonight. And Charles Richardson, he's going to take over the second spot with that 32 machine. And Trevor McCoy, he's coming out of turn number 4 now. He's going to get a 15:56. That's going to jump him up to second just for a split second, while Samuel Stevenson tops the board with a 15:45. And Trevor McCoy on his last lap coming out turn 4, he's going to make contact with the wall, so that lap will not count for his qualifying. We're going to join back here with Samuel Stevenson. As soon as I said that, Thomas Davis of that number 22 machine, he set the quick time with a 15:37. And Samuel Stevenson, he's going to try to get faster here. And his third lap is going to be a 16:32. Thomas Davis, his second lap was a 15:61. And this is going to be his third and final lap as he enters turn number 3. And he's coming out turn number 4. He's going to set a 15:50 on that lap. But his 15:37 is still going to be good for the top driver. And trying to find a driver out there on the track. It's set. James Williams on his first lap is going to set at 15:75. It looks like he lost control there in turn number 2, so this lap will not count. And Gavin Balderas, he's coming out on the track for his first lap, I believe, as he's coming out of turn number 4. Sorry, that was his out lap, as now he's ready to go and try to set the quick time as he's the last one to qualify out here. And for his first lap tonight, it's going to be a 15:68. That's going to be good for 12th. He has 2 more laps here to set a quick time as he goes in turn number 3. His second time around, coming out turn number 4. And it looks like the qualifying is over with. I did not know that we were going to end qualifying like that. And for heat race number 1, as they're gridding up, is going to be the number 22 of Thomas Davis on the pole. On his outside is going to be the number 88 of Gary Steele. Inside row number 2 is going to be Mark Wagner Jr. in that number 36 machine. On his outside is going to be the 115 of David. On the inside row number 3 is going to be Nick Yates. On his outside is going to be Henry in the 97 machine. And rounding out the field is going to be Jonathan Castleberry in that number 6 machine. As a 22 of Gary Steele is going to be leading us around to take the green flag. Over here on this league, it is the leader, or I'm sorry, iRacing sets on the initial start, iRacing green, and after that is on the leader anywhere in 3 and 4. And thank you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please like, follow, and share. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe and share it, please. You joining in as a viewer is greatly appreciated. As they're coming out turn number 4, they're getting the road up green flag. They're going to go green flag race the next time around. We're going to have 8 laps in this event, and the 22 of Thomas Davis is going to be leading us to the green. As they enter turn number 3 for the last time under pace laps, the pace truck's already pulled off on the back straightaway. They're waiting for the iRacing green here as they're coming around and coming out turn number 4.
Green.
And we're green flag racing. As the 22 and the 88, they're going to be side by side. Entering turn number 1, as Gary Steele is going to get the high side going. As Thomas Davis is getting that low side, he's going to do a slide job and get up there in the high side, going down the back straightaway. I'm going to try to get you a better view here. Hopefully this view looks good. And the 61 of Nick Yates, he's going to make contact back there with Mark Wagner Jr. And it's going to be the 22 still leading the race. Nick Yates looks like he looped her back there. It's going to be the 22, 88, and the 115. And we're going to go back and take a look at what happened here. I know I'm following the 97. Taking the green, the 97 spawner. And you see that contact down there just a little bit. I believe it's right here, though. That's not it. So we're going to go back to our live racing. So for the first caution tonight, after the caution's all settled, it's going to be the number 22 of Thomas Davis leading the field. In second place is going to be Gary Steele in the number 88 machine, followed by the 115 of David. Sitting in fourth is going to be Jonathan Castleberry, and followed by the number 61 of Nick Yates. And rounding out the field currently is Mark Wagner Jr. in that number 36 machine, as I believe the number 97 of Henry has already pulled into the pits. And it looks like the pace truck lights are off, so we're going to go green flag racing next time around. And I don't know what happened with my overlays there. I will call the race as I see it over here. As we're going to go green flag racing, coming out of turn number 4, the 22 of Thomas Davis is going to lead us into turn number 1. The 61, he's looking down low. He's trying to make some ground there as he slips up there. Try to get a better angle here. As the 22, he's still leading us in turn number 3. I don't know why it's flashing the replay up there, as it's not a replay. And Gary Steele, the 88, he's trying to close that gap there. It's still going to be Thomas Davis in the lead there, and the 36 of Mark Wagner Jr. He's trying to close that gap now as he's past Jonathan Castleberry. He's sitting fourth right now as they're coming around. I thought that was going to be the white flag. It's not, as we're slowly getting our stuff back up here. And it looks like Gary Steele is trying to get anything going just to try to gain momentum and pass the number 22. As he's doing so, the 115, he's trying to close the gap there on Gary Steele. And that's going to be the white flag lap this time around, as Gary Steele looks like he's closed the gap just a little bit as they're coming out of turn number 2, going down the back straightaway. Gary Steele is going to, I thought he was going to look down low, try to make a slide job, as Thomas Davis, he's going to get the checker flag this time around, with Gary Steele, David in third, Mark Wagner Jr. in fourth, Jonathan Castleberry in fifth, and rounding out the field is going to be the 61 of Nick Yates. As seems like we're glitching just a little bit over here. And give me 1 second as I try to redo this. All right, and for heat race number 2, it's going to be the number 77 of Samuel Stevenson. He's going to be sitting on the pole. On his outside is going to be the number 51 of Jaden Mahan. Inside row number 2 is going to be Robert Charette in that 64 machine. On the outside, on his inside, is going to be Brant Rose in the number 79. Inside row number 3 is going to be the number 34 of James Williams. And on his outside is going to be Jeremy Gardner. And Matt Mitchell is going to round out the field, as I believe Matt Mitchell's having issues. Just like we are over here. And they're getting the one more time around. As the field's going to be led by the number 77 of Samuel Stevenson, with Jaden Mahan on his outside. The pace truck's pulling in on the back straightaway as we're going into turn number 3. And it looks like everything is starting to work now all over again. As we're coming out of turn number 4, Samuel Stevenson's getting the green flag. And going into turn number 1, it looks like we're going to try to go 3 wide as the 79 machine, he's trying to go take that middle lane. The 77 pushed up just a little bit and pinched his car off. So the outside lane is going to go with the 51 and the 64 taking your first and second place, as the Brent Rose is still trying to maintain that third position. Here comes Jeremy Gardner on his outside. We're going to go in a little bit closer here on these two as they're battling side by side. This is going to be for your third position, as Jeremy Gardner's going to get that high side momentum coming out of turn number 2. Enter turn number 3, the 77 is Samuel Stevenson. He's trying to get his feet under him again as we're coming out of turn number 4. We have 2 laps down. The 64 of Robert Charette, he's trying to chase down Jaden Mahan for the lead there. And then 79, he has not let up on this number 9 machine of Jeremy Gardner. And we're entering turn number 3. It looks like 79 is going to try to do a slide job here. And he didn't clear the slide job. The number 9 is still going to get that momentum coming out turn number 4, as this is the battle for your third place position between the 9 and the 79. And this time around, the 77 looks like he's going to try to do a slide job. We're going to be halfway through with heat race number 2. It looks like Brent Rose is having a little bit of internet connection issues as he's blinking in and out. And like I said, we only have 4 more laps. We're going to go back up here to the front. I believe Robert Charette's trying to close the gap on Jaden Mahan. And as soon as I say that, Jeremy Gardner and Brent Rose, they're running side by side and trying to make a battle out of third place here with 3 laps remaining. And here comes the 79. He's trying to do a slide job. He slid it up in there. Here comes the number 9. He's trying to do a crossover. And here comes the number 9. He's trying to do a slide job now. They're going to be throwing slide jobs back and forth for the last 2 laps. As the 79, he's looking to do a slide job. Here comes the crossover move by the number 9 machine. He did the crossover pretty good. We got the white flag as we only have 1 more lap around. This time around, we're going to check up here on your leaders as 51 and the 64. They're still battling it out. And the 64 looks like he's trying to do a slide job here. And he's coming up, and here comes Jaden with the crossover. And who's going to be at the line? It's going to be Robert Charette with Jaden Mahan taking second, followed by Jeremy Gardner for third. And for heat race number 3, as they're gridding up now, it's going to be Joel Phillips in that number 78 machine. He's going to sit on the pole. On his outside is going to be the 00 of Trevor McCoy. Inside row number 2 is going to be Charles Richardson in that number 32 machine. On his outside is going to be the 10X of Gavin Balderas. Inside row number 3 is going to be Todd Seaborn in that number 15 machine. And on his outside is going to be Anthony Roach in that number 11 machine. That's a 78 of Joel Phillips. He's going to be leading us to the green. He's going down the back straightaway. He's waiting for that pace truck to pull off. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get these followers up. That'd be greatly appreciated. As they're getting the rolled up green flag, we're going to go green flag racing next time around. As the field's being led by Joel Phillips in that number 78 machine. And just so everyone's aware, Trevor McCoy is car number 21, as I've been calling him 00, and we'll probably call him 00 tonight. As we're waiting for the green flag from iRacing. And we're green flag racing as a 78. He's getting the green flag. The 21 is going to get a good jump here. He's going to get that high side going. Gavin Balderas, he's looking to tuck in and take over. As the 78 is trying to do a slide job, they're going to be side by side coming down the back straightaway. Entering turn number 3. This is going to be a battle for your lead between the 78 and the 21. Here comes Gavin Balderas. He's going to make this interesting battle for second place as he's looking down low on the 78 machine. Here comes Gavin Balderas trying to do a slide job. He's not going to clear. He's going to pinch the car off, and he's going to still maintain his third position. And it looks like the 32 of Charles Richardson, he's trying to close that gap on Gavin Balderas. He wants to make it interesting there for the third place position. And so far it's been Trevor McCoy leading the race with Joel Phillips. He's trying to close that gap back up. They're both running the high side, just waiting for the right time to make that move as they're going to go side by side down the front straightaway. with 2 laps down. Here comes the slide job by Joe Phillips, and here comes the crossover from the 21 of Trevor McCoy as they're going down the back straightaway. Entering turn number 3, here comes a slide job from Trevor McCoy, and we're going to have looks like we're going to have a crossover. It was not a crossover, as he's just setting them up for a slide job here. And turn number 1, they're doing slide job city over here, and looks like he jumped berm just a little bit, and jumping the berm, that's going to give Gavin Balderas a chance to try to close that gap and possibly do a slide job there here. And turn number 1, it looks like he's going to set him up here, as we are 3 laps down in this event, I believe. I got so caught up in those slide jobs there. As we're coming out of turn number 4, we're halfway through this event with only 4 laps remaining. I believe my ticker's not working right, so hopefully it'll work again in the A main. As a 21 car, he's been leading it since the drop of the green. The 10X of Gavin Balderas, he's been sitting in 3rd, trying to close that gap on Joel Phillips in that number 78 machine. And on your screen now, you should have your top 3 drivers as they're entering turn number 3. The 78 machine, he's looking down low as they're going to be getting the checkered flag this time around. Coming out turn number 4, it's going to be the number 21 of Trevor McCoy, followed by the number 78 of Joel Phillips, Gavin Balderas in that 10X machine, the 32 of Charles Richardson, and the 15 of Todd Seaborn. And that should conclude your heat races. And with that concluding your heat races, we're going to do a 5-minute warm-up, try to get the track broken in just a little bit more, so that way we have 2 lanes of racing, the bottom and the high side. And we're going to go ahead and just put it on a scenic, try to take a look at the track, see where you think you want to run at if you're running, and jump in the chat. We're going to try to get this overlays working good while we're doing all this. And remember, guys, if you ever need a wrap, please reach out to Outlaw Wraps and Designs, as they're a proud sponsor of Right Rear Racing here. And if you reach out to them, tell them that Right Rear Racing sent you over there. And we have roughly 3 more minutes left for their warm-up of trying to wear their track in. Currently, it's going to be Thomas Davis setting the quick time during this warm-up session. As we're going to go just right along with the 22 of Thomas Davis. And take a look here of the 51 of Jaden Mahan, as Jaden Mahan has one of those Outlaw Designs and wraps on his limited late model. It's the Area 51 machine, as you see it there on your screen. And I'm just slowly clicking through everyone as we have a little bit of time here. All right. Why, as I see your comment there, I'm just going off what I see on my screen here, the sign, how they signed up. So that's why I'm calling him Todd, and I'll probably call him Todd all night, just so you're aware. And there's no B main, as there's only 20 drivers making the call tonight. We're going to go straight into the A main. I believe it's going to be 30 laps. I'll try my best to call him Austin, but like I said, I'm seeing it on the screen and calling it from the screen as I see it. Looks like the track is getting wore in pretty good here. And thank you everyone for liking the video. Yes, why everyone will be making the A main, and the A main will be starting in roughly about 2 seconds. Know why everyone's making the A of 20 drivers. And for your starting lineup for your A main event, it's going to be Thomas Davis in that number 22 machine leading us to the green. And on his outside is going to be Robert Stratton in the number 64. On his outside, or sorry, inside row number 2, it's going to be Trevor McCoy in that 00. Outside of him is going to be the number 88 of Gary Still. Inside row number 3 is going to be JD Mahan in that 51 machine. On his outside is going to be the number 78 of Joel Phillips. Inside row number 4, it looks like it's going to be David in that 115. On his outside is going to be the number 9 of Jeremy Gardner. Inside row number 5 is going to be the 10X of Gavin Balderas. On his outside is going to be the number 36 of Mark Wagner Jr. Inside row number 6 is going to be Brent Rhodes in the number 79 machine. On his outside is going to be the number 32 of Charles Richardson. Looks like we're going to go to row number 7. Inside is going to be the number 6 of Jonathan Castleberry. On his outside is going to be the number 77 of Samuel Stevenson. Inside row number 8 is going to be Todd Seaborn in that number 15 machine. On his outside is going to be the number 61 of Nick Yates. James Williams in the 34. On his outside is going to be the number 11 of Anthony Roach. And rounding out the field is going to be Henry in that number 97 machine. And on his outside is going to be Matt Mitchell in that number 96 machine. And that brings up your starting lineup there. As the pace truck pulls off, we're going to go green flag racing as they enter turn number 3. They're waiting for the iRacing green coming out turn number 4. Again, it's 30 laps, as none of those laps count. Kind of the ticker will fix itself as we're green flag racing. It looks like the 64, he's going to get a good hole shot on the green flag as he's going to get that high side momentum. We're going to go into turn number 2 here. The 64 is keeping that momentum coming out turn 4 on the back straightaway. We're going to be side by side in turn number 3. That's going to be a battle for your lead with the 22 and the 64. Out of turn 4, lap number 1, the 22 is going to take the lead as the 64 is trying to get that high side going. Here comes the 51. He's doing a slide job. As he just does a slide job, he's passed quite a few people there and checked up as he did not want to take out anyone else. As 88's throwing a slide job, here comes the crossover. We're going to bring the action in a little bit closer here. As we have action right here, and we're going to go back and check out what happened for the yellow flag to come out. And we're on board with the number 79. I don't believe that was why it came out. Right there, I see the 15, and I believe that is Austin Seaborn going around. And that's going to bring out the first caution of the day. And for the Night Owl Racing League sponsors, they're in the bottom left corner. You have TA Speed Shop, and you also have Big Worms as well. All these leagues could not do it without their sponsors. And I'm going to see if anyone's in the pits, as I don't know if the number 11 of Anthony Roach made the call. Oh, he did. He's right there with the number 97 of Henry. They're both in the pits there. As the pace truck lights are off, we're going to go green flag racing next time around. As they're stacking them up, double file. It's going to be Thomas Davis in that number 22 machine. He's going to be leading us to the green with Robert Charette on his outside. This time, the 22 can gun it when he wants at any point in turns 3 and 4. Does not have to wait for iRacing green, as he's going green flag racing now, and he's going to get a better jump this time around. As the 64, he's still trying to get that high side going. And the 22, he's going to get that bottom side going as we're coming down the back straightaway. He's going to secure that lead. Looks like we're going to have a battle there with Trevor McCoy and Joel Phillips as they're battling there for third position. As at the line, it's going to be the 78. He's going to take over the third position as Trevor McCoy. He's still getting that low side going. Here comes the 51. He's trying to take over fourth from Trevor McCoy as they go down the back straightaway. It's going to be the 51 of Jaden Mahan taking over that fourth position. And if you look up at the leaders now, you're going to have the Robert Charette, the 64 machine, going down the back straightaway. He's going to look down low. He's going to try to make this interesting in turn number 3 as they're side by side. As they're coming out turn number 4, it's going to be the 22 of Thomas Davis still leading the field. As they're still side by side entering turn number 1, it looks like lap traffic might become a factor here soon. And looks like 64, he's tucking in. He's going to go to the high side here. As he's going to the high side, the 22 is going to pull away a little bit, and the 78 is trying to close that gap. As the 51, he's had his brake checked a little bit as he's looked like he was getting in the back end of the 78 machine. And we also have Trevor McCoy in the 5th position there. As on your screen, you're going to have the top 5 drivers as they're all nose to toe as they're coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, as we have 22 laps remaining in this event. And we're going to go back a little bit here because there should be some side-by-side racing. I'm getting notifications of it. As soon as I said that, that's when this caution happened. Let's see if this is what the caution was. As you see, looks like the 36 and the 79, they got together there and brought out the caution. A 9 machine. And there brings out caution number 2 of the evening. And I believe we are 10 laps down, 20 laps left in this main event. It's going to be the number 22 of Thomas Davis leading the field. On his outside is going to be Robert Charette in that 64 machine, Joe Phillips in the 78 machine, Jaden Mahan in the 51, Trevor McCoy in the 0, Gary Steele in the 88, Gavin Balderas in the 10X machine, the 115 of David, the 9 of Jeremy Gardner, the 32 of Charles Richardson. As I believe we are going to go green flag racing next time around. No, we are not going to go green flag racing, as I just heard it from race control. And we're going to go back there just a little bit. I ended up for your top 10. That's going to be the 32 of Charles Richardson. And it looks like we're giving time for, I believe, Brent Rhodes as he's in the pits. There comes Brent Rhodes out of the pit lane. I don't know if Nick Yates needs help in coming out of the pit as well. As pace truck lights are off, it looks like we're going to go green flag racing next time around, coming out turn number 4, led by the 22 of Thomas Davis. If the action gets tight, we're going to go in, but currently we're going to go ahead and do this wide view so that way we can see all the racing through. As the 22 of Thomas Davis, he's going to get a good jump. This 78, he's looking down low. He's trying to get in front of Robert Charette, and it looks like 51, he's getting that momentum. He's going to pass, and we have another yellow. And that's going to be caution number 3, I believe. And we're going to go back and take a look at that one again and see what possibly happened. You see they went like 500 wide there in front of the 34, and then the 88, Gary Steele, he got into the wall there. I don't know what all happened. And that's going to change up your top 10, I believe, with Thomas Davis of the 22 machine. He's still leading the field with Robert Charette on his outside, the 51 of Jaden Mahan, the 78 of Joel Phillips, the 21 of Trevor McCoy, the 10X of Gavin Balderas. For your top 6, Jeremy Gardner is 7th, Samuel Stevenson in the 77, he's going to be 8th. David in the 115's 9th, and Matt Mitchell is 10th. And we're waiting for the one to go green here as we have some cars in the pit lane there as you see them. Looks like Charles Richardson, Gary Steele, Nick Yates, and Henry still are in the pits. Viewers, get in the chat. Let me know how you like about this, what you like about this racing so far, and who you're cheering on. We already have some Austin Seaborn fans, some Misfit fans, and some Balderas fans in here. So come in here, cheer your drivers on. We're giving the cars that are in the pit that need some time to get repaired, we're giving them a few laps. And following this race, we're going to have the top 3 drivers come over here, and we're going to do a driver's interview with the top 3. And we have a Wagner fan over here in that number 36 machine. And the pace truck pulled off. We're going to go green flag racing. And we're going to keep that wide view again here as we're coming into turn number 3. And as we're coming out turn number 4, Thomas Davis, he's going to hit that loud pedal and get us going. Here comes the 51 of Jaden Mahan. He's looking down low. The 78, he's looking to make it 3 wide here. And we have a slide job by Jaden Mahan, and it looks like he parked it right there on the 22. We're going to have a new leader going down the back straightaway as the 78. He's looking to do a slide job here. He's trying to take that lead position away as he takes the lead. Coming out turn number 4, it's going to be Joel Phillips leading the field. Here comes a slide job by the number 22. He's trying to get that position back, and the 78 just made contact with his 21, come down the back, or come down to, and I don't know where Joe Phillips just went, as the 22 is currently in your lead with Jaden Mahan sitting in second. And these two went at it last week, and they are throwing slide jobs back and forth. We're not even halfway through yet, as we have 17 laps remaining in this event. And it looks like the number 9 of Jeremy Gardner, he's trying to get that battle going. He's trying to get third position, and as he's sitting in fifth, and he's trying to do slide jobs for the on the fourth and third drivers. And it looks like Jaden Mahan, he's right on the 22. This is going to be a battle for your lead, as we had the same action last week at, I can't remember where we were at last week, but the same two drivers are running side by side. As we're halfway through with this event, we're going to have a battle here with the 21 and the 64. As soon as I do that, here comes the 51. He's trying to do a slide job. And turn number 4, we're going to have a new leader this time around, as the 51 is going to take the lead. Here comes the 22. He's going to do a slide job on the 51. And it looks like he cleared the slide job. Here comes the crossover. We're going to do another slide job here in turn number 3. As Jaden Mahan's getting that slide job coming out of turn number 4. We're going to have 13 laps left, as these two are duking it out with slide jobs. As the 51 looks like he's going to be taking the lead over a little bit. And here comes the 22. He's going to look to do a slide job here in turn number 3. As the 22 clears that slide job, here comes the 51. He's trying to do a crossover. And at the line is still going to be the 51. And man, this race is heating up, as 51 looks like he's going to take the lead still down the back straightaway. Here comes the slide job from the 22 in turn number 3. Doesn't look like he's going to clear that slide job. And here comes the slide job with the crossover. The 22 is going to take the lead. We have 11 laps left. And with these two throwing slide jobs back and forth, the 21 of Trevor McCoy, he's closed the gap, as he's going to make it interesting here. He's going to come up here. He's going to do a slide job on number 22, it looks like. He's trying to battle for that second position, as we have 10 laps left in this event. 10 laps left. The top 3 drivers are on your screen. Here comes the 22 looking down low. He's doing a slide job. He did not clear it, and he was going to pinch it off there. That's going to let the 21 of Trevor McCoy come back and get the second position. And Robert Charette, he's right there in 4th, ready to capitalize on it as well. Gavin Balderas is going to be in 5th. And with everyone throwing slide jobs back and forth with 9 laps left, Jaden Mahan pulled off just a little bit. Trevor McCoy, he's trying to reel him in with Thomas Davis as well. Thomas Davis is looking down low. Here comes Robert Charette on the high side, as we have 8 laps left in this event. Here comes Thomas Davis looking down low. He's trying to get that momentum going down the back straightaway. And it looks like there's Trevor McCoy's trying to set him up, as Jaden Mahan looked like he got into the wall just a little bit. We're going to have 7 laps remaining. Here comes Thomas Davis. He's looking to do another slide job, I believe. As we're going down the back straightaway, the 22 and the 21, they're going to be side by side. And the 21's looking to do a slide job this time around, it looks like, as they're coming. The 21's slipped up. We're going to be 3 wide, make contact, and we have 6 laps remaining. And man, that was very interesting there, and hard to call back and forth with all the everything going. We're going to have 6-lap dash here between these 3 drivers, as these 3 drivers have been duking it out. Let's not forget about Robert Charette in that 64 machine, Gavin Balderas in the 10X, or the number 9 of Jeremy Gardner. And we're going to go up here to where the yellow flag was thrown. We're going to see what happened. Looks like he had internet issues and ended up getting in somebody and spinning it out. It's going to be Jaden Mahan in the lead, with Thomas Davis in second. And it looks like Trevor McCoy might have pulled into the pits that time, with the 64 of Robert Charette sitting in 3rd. Gavin Balderas in 4th. We're going to go ahead and pan out just a little bit. And I believe that's what happened, as he's at the end of the line there, or I could be wrong. Don't quote me, as I don't know what race control is doing. But it's going to be a single file race, or restart, I'm sorry, with 6 laps remaining, with Jaden Mahan leading us to the green. Thomas Davis in second in that number 22 machine, with Robert Charette in the 64, followed by the 10X of Gavin Balderas. The pace truck lights are off. We're going to go green flag racing next time around. Let's see if we can keep this race green, as it's been very interesting as this whole race. As they're going down the back straightaway of the 51 of Jada Mahan, he's leading in turn number 3, waiting for that green flag. I'm sorry, whenever he wants to in turn number 4. As he's hitting that loud pedal, he's ready to go. The 22, he's right on his rear. As we're going into turn number 1, we have a car out there now. I'm sorry, caution might come out. As a 22, he's going to get momentum on the back straightaway. He's going to look for a slide job here in turn number 3. And Jada Mahan's getting that high side going. Here comes a slide job from the 22. Jada Mahan's getting that crossover going. We're going to go in a little bit closer with these two, as Jada Mahan's doing a crossover, doing a slide job in turn number 1. And here comes 22 on the back straightaway. Robert Charette, he's waiting for one of these two drivers to mess up, as the 22 is looking to do a slide job here. As they're coming out turn number 4, the 22 is going to take the lead. We have 3 laps remaining in this race, as 64 is getting down low in turn number 1 and 2. We're going to have a good battle for the top 3 drivers here. And don't leave out 10X of Gavin Balderas. The 51 of Jada Mahan, he's running that high side. He's trying to get some momentum, as they have popsicle sticks. They only have 2 laps remaining. And they might get into lap traffic here as they go down the back straightaway. The 51 is trying to close that gap and try to get a pass here. And I believe that Gavin Balderas, he's trying to set up Robert Charette in that 64 machine, as we're getting white flag this time around. They only have one more time around this track, as the 22's caught up to Billy Mitchell of lap traffic. The 51's trying to get something going on here. And as I do that, Gavin Balderas, he's making a move on the back straightaway. It's going to be the 22 of Davis Thomas winning the race, Jada Mahan, and Gavin Balderas for your top 3. Followed by the 64 of Robert Charette, the 5 of Brett Rhodes for your top 5. Man, these cars are something. Whenever my heart is over here beating like I'm on a track, that tells you something. That's good racing over here right now. And as these drivers here, they line up, we're going to do the driver's interview immediately after their pictures here. It's going to be Thomas Davis winning the race, followed by Jada Mahan in that 51 machine. Gavin Balderas in the 10X, Robert Charette in the 64, Brett Rhodes in the 79, David in the 115, Charles Richardson in the 32 machine, Gary Steele in the 88, Samuel Stevenson in the 77, and Trevor McCoy in the 00 is going to round out your top 10. Looks like we have Jonathan Casberry in the 11th, Todd Seaborn in 12th. I'm sorry, that's Austin Seaborn in 12th. Matt Mitchell in 13th, Jeremy Gardner in 14th, Mark Wagner in 15th, Anthony Roach 16th, James Williams 17th, Joe Phillips 18th. And rounding out the last 2 is going to be Nick Yates and Henry. Oh, that was one hell of a race to call. And we're going to see if these drivers are ready for their post-race interviews, as we're waiting on Gavin Balderas and Jada Mahan to jump over for their interview. And as we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and, since Tommy's already over here, we're going to go ahead and do Tommy's interview. Let me see. I got Jaden over here as well. We're just going to go ahead and jump through these here. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do Jaden Mahan since he jumped over here. And once we get him done, we're going to go straight to Tommy unless Gavin Balderas jumps over here. And Jaden, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Man, that was another eventful night. Slide Job City, it seemed like out there. How was that race for you?
And that was a tricky one. First half of the race, I felt like I had a pretty good car, but like I said, being on controller, I say it every week. It gets a little tricky running the wall like that, and the cushion got treacherous, and that's when the racing got good, man. When the track slicked all the way off, and you have one fast line at started that slider, and well, we threw them. We threw them for quite a few laps there and changed the lead. And I mean, like I said every time, if I ain't gonna win the show, I might as well be it. And that's what we did, man. We put on a dandy of a show there.
Oh yeah, y'all did, man. That was y'all did it last week. You and Thomas did, and y'all did it again this week. Man, I still don't know how you can do it on that controller.
Yeah, man, that's it. It takes a little bit of practice, but like I was telling some guys before, man, I've been doing it for almost 3 years now, so it it's not too big of a deal to me. But man, I got to give a big shout out to Tommy, man. There ain't a lot of people that you can race that hard for the lead, slide jobs, door to door, bumper to bumper for that many laps and not take each other out. Yeah, we parked on each other's nose a couple times or bump fenders, but man, that was a good hard race for the lead there.
Yes, it was a good hard race. And there for a little bit after y'all started y'all slide jobs, Trevor McCoy in that 21 machine, he came up there and tried to make it interesting. Y'all were 3 wide at one point.
Yeah, I seen Trevor sneak up in there. I figured that it was going to kill us if we kept sliding each other, but once we got to that three car slider, it got even more spicy. I think unfortunately Trevor just couldn't get that turn forward to stick and grab the wall there, and kind of tossed him out of that. But man, overall I'm pretty pleased with the start fifth, run second, get to lead some laps. Another great night.
Yes, sir. And do you have any sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank Outlaw Design and Wraps for the sick looking car. I get compliments every week. Someone saying something about the spoiler or about the cool aliens on it. So that's always fun to get shout outs on his work like that. And obviously you guys at Right Rear Racing for the broadcasts and getting me up here every week. I enjoy talking to you guys, and maybe one day we'll jump up in the booth and call a race together or something.
Yes, sir. That'd be great. Again, congratulations on finishing second. I think you're still going to be sitting in first in points after 3 weeks. And like I said, if you can't win the show, be the show. And that was one hell of a show, man.
I appreciate you, Donnie.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night, man. And there you have it. Your second place finisher of Jaden Mahan in that 51 machine. And it doesn't look like I have Gavin Badaris over here yet. So we're going to go straight to your feature winner tonight of the 22 of Thomas Davis. And Thomas, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Man, what was that? I don't even know where to begin at with that track, man. Y'all were the whole race. Someone was trying to slide you. You were trying to slide someone. What was going through your mind through the drop of the green?
You know, starting on the pole is not an easy job. That's probably the hardest spot to start on the field. The track it had character. The top was right on the wall. The middle was just pretty much slicked out from bottom to top, and the bottom was kind of there. You just had to be really meticulous on how you ran it. 3 and 4 was definitely better than 1 and 2 for sure. The big thing is I tried 3 and 4 on the bottom there after the last couple of restarts, and it was still pretty solid as long as you could get momentum into it. And I found that's where I was catching Jaden pretty good. So I just kept running that, and I saw Robert try to throw a slider on Jaden there, and that kind of sealed the deal for me. I think Jaden had to lift, and I just kind of was able to keep the momentum up and not have to worry about him. So,
I mean, I think one point you tried to, I think he even made it stick. You threw a slide job to pass 2 cars there at one point. That's crazy, man. That was a hell of a job that you even got it stick. It was in turn 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it's all because that bottom of 3 and 4 set it up. Truthfully, I had just enough of a momentum. You could just peel off a 4 on the bottom. There's still a lot of moisture down there. I was able to get a good run out of 4, and that's what set up Trevor and Jaden were side by side, and I was able to get out in front of both of them.
And man, I'm over here. I'm just announcing it, and I'm shaking like I'm actually in the race and just won a big event because how hard y'all were running. So,
Tell you, man, it was definitely a battle. I was elbows up. I am definitely not gonna lie to you. I am sweating pretty good.
I can only imagine because I'm the same way over here right now, and y'all put on a hell of a show for all the viewers over here on Right Rear Racing. Man, do you have any sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
First and foremost, I got to thank Premier Race Shop for coming out and helping out our group there. To fall into that, Misfit Sim Sports for giving me the opportunity that they have to join their team and do some house driving stuff for them. I also got to thank Davis Designs for the wraps. And then I got to thank you, Donnie, at Right Rear Racing for broadcasting our limited program. Without you, we wouldn't have the broadcast. So just want to thank you for that and thank everybody tonight for a good, clean race.
Yes, sir, and congratulations again on your win tonight. Man, hopefully we keep this battling going on for the rest of the season. It's been fun already, just 3 weeks in on this limited series of side-by-side racing and people coming all the way from the back and charging up there trying to win it. And hopefully, I know that you missed week number 1. Hopefully that doesn't hurt you in the points, as it doesn't seem like it's going to, as you're battling it up here for a podium the first 2 nights.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. We're going to try to do our best here. Hopefully we can get up to a podium spot in each of the series here for championship points, but we'll see what we can do. Sunday's race wasn't so great, but great to bounce back tonight for the team.
Yes, sir. And again, congratulations on your win. Hopefully we get you back over here, and we're going to do it again on Tuesday. I'm sorry, on Tuesday for the limiteds again.
Yes, sir. Thank you much, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you for taking time to jump over here.
You got it.
And there you have it, your feature winner of Thomas Davis. And as that's going to conclude week number 3 for the Limited Late Model Series. Thank you, James, for liking the stream. And week number 3 is in the books. Next week, it's going to be Cedar Lake for these Limited Late drivers, as it seems like the field keeps growing. We had 19 last week, and we had 20 this week. See if we can get a B-main going. Reach out to Night Owl Racing League on Facebook, and I'm sure they are willing to work with you and let you join and possibly get this B-main going. Again, thank you everyone for liking the stream. We will not be live again here on Right Rear Racing. This week, we're going to catch up on some of our post-broadcast races, and you will catch us again live next Tuesday at 8 Central Standard Time to catch the Limited Lates at Cedar Lake. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time right here on Right Rear Racing.